Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Skyrim Special Edition Modded. We're here with Arturius, and we're just getting around here in Markarth about the new merchant that has set up shop. And as you can see, we're attracting some attention here and there. Not everyone is happy with the excuse me, not everybody's happy with the current offerings, but we do have quite a bit of success. I started about real life about 4 hours ago with a reputation of 0, and we set up our market stall here. And as you can see, I've brought some of the Forsworn weapons and armor, and I made quite a few potions. I spent some time with Miss Boetha up at the Hag's Cure and doing some dealings with her, and we made quite a bit of progress on our potion making skills. And I brought most of the potions back here to put up in the market stall so that we can use them as a way to make money to supplement our getting rid of these Forsworn weapons and armor. Now, I don't know about you, but I see a little bit of irony in selling Forsworn weapons and armor to the fine people of Markarth, but they don't seem to be deterred at all when it comes to purchasing them. And you might even see a few guards walking around carrying Forsworn weapons from time to time. But as you can see here, this guard is interested in buying a potion of damage magicka regen, which happens to be one of my more valuable potions. His initial offering is 984 septims, at which I will decline to see if he will offer me just a bit more. And we're up to 1,121 septims. I think I can squeeze him for just a little more coin. And you can see I've worked to level my speech through this process. We're already up to level 41. And I think this is a good time to counter offer with 10% off, which gained us 1,077 septims for a single potion, and our reputation value is up to 91.4%, which means we are going to attract customers new and old anytime we're sitting here with the market stall open. Now, if any of you missed the episode where I briefly explained how the market stall works, basically it's an item that you craft at the anvil. It takes a few leather and some sticks and things like that, and you'll basically get an item, and wherever you're standing, if you just drop it out of your inventory, you'll see the chair comes out of your inventory, and then quickly it sets itself up with the chest nearby that's called the repository, and there'll be this rug underneath. Whenever you want to set items in the market stall for sale, you basically just go to your inventory and see what items you have. Perhaps I would like to add, let's say, a potion of resist magic or two. When you do that, the market stall will reset the items that are on display. Then, once you select the market stall chair, you get the menu for setting the merchandise, which will again open the repository chest. You have an option to negotiate each item, sell it for the average price, give everybody 10% off, or sell it for as high as possible. These three options are automatic, which allows the player to AFK, and you have to be careful though. If you set the higher as possible, it is possible for your reputation to go down. But if you're trying to build up your reputation over time and you don't feel like sitting for hours and hours just waiting, you can put items that you don't mind selling for 10% off, and that will automatically give the best deal possible to your customers, and that will allow them to increase your reputation each time. Now, I chose to negotiate each time because I would like to level my speech, And when you do negotiate, I have a strategy that seems to work quite successfully. And that is, as you're sitting here, and you'll see that once you open the store, it'll reset the items that are on display. And these are, you don't have to worry, these won't have havoc. So you can, if people walk on them, it won't kick them around and things like that. Yeah, so when the people are interested, they'll just come over to the market stall. And hopefully I'll be able to show you that here in just a second. It seems like this hired guard might be interested in something. And yes, so also there's a guard, a Markarth city guard. Let's see. Yeah, he's standing behind the wall right over there. And see, he's interested in this Forsworn sword. Now, if you're familiar with the normal price of a Forsworn weapon, when you try to sell it to a vendor, you'll notice that this is much higher than normal. But you got to remember, we are not wholesaling to vendors. We are direct to customers. So we've cut out the middleman, and we're able to sell our items for full retail value, which is very good. As you can see, I have currently 11,486 gold, and that only took a few hours because I purposely started at 0 so that I could see how much money I've made from the market stall. There is not a business ledger that it keeps track of your sales, so you might have to do that on your own. But in this situation, my strategy, once I get my reputation up and your speech is up above, I would say above 30 is the important number, I will decline the first offer every time, and then I'll see just how much more they were willing to give. If it was a smaller amount, I may decline one more time. And then, yeah, so now we're up to 232. And then if I accept this offer, now what will happen is I have a chance of my reputation going down slightly because I squeezed this guy for more money than what he was willing to offer by twice. However, if I get him to raise his price a couple of times, I can maintain or even increase my reputation slightly if I then, at the end when I'm finished, offer him 10% off. So I'll still get a higher value. I got 208, higher value than what he originally offered, and you can see my reputation is still 91.4, so I didn't lose any reputation. Here is a Thongvor Silverblood wants to buy a potion of regenerate health. Again, this is one of my more valuable potions. So now this is quite a bit of money, and I don't think I really want to squeeze him too much for more, but let's just do one time and see. So yeah, so we're already up to nearly 1,500 septims for a single potion, and I will go ahead and offer 10% off. So let's see what we get. 1,300. And we maintained our reputation. So basically that's the market stall, and you can see you have the potential to make quite a bit of money using this system. It does take time. It's very, very slow and painfully boring in the beginning, but then once your reputation starts to go up above, I'd say about 50%, you will more regularly start to get customers coming to your market stall. And it also depends on what the customers are looking for. Once you're at level 30 on your speechcraft, you will start to get a tingly feeling in the form of a message in the upper left of your screen that will tell you what the person is looking for. And that'll give you a sense of what's good to sell in the area. This happens to be an excellent area for all sorts. I'm getting people looking for weapons, armor, potions, ingredients, and clutter. And that's pretty much across the board, everything that you can sell. And you can see what I have in the repository currently. I've got, by value, I've got some pelts. I've got some pretty expensive potions. And then just some of the things that I've picked up around the area here as I've been traveling around. I did upgrade some of these weapons to benefit from the smithing perk or the smithing skill, and then some of them I just left regular, so that there's a variety of different prices and qualities for people to look for. And I have been attacked by Forsworn here in the Reach no less than 5 times. And I've been helped out by guards a few times. I've been helped out by other travelers. But mostly I'm relying on Maximus, our trusty war steed. He's doing the majority of the lifting work when it comes to keeping us from dying. So we really are appreciative of Maximus and the work that he does. But as you can see, I've got a variety of different things. I've got some armor, weapons, potions, and some ingredients. I had quite a few more, and when they try to buy the ingredients, I never negotiate these. I always give them immediately for 10% off, and that really helps in the beginning to get your reputation up. Even though they're low value, you get a lot of points for giving them a few coins off. And when a salt pile is worth 2 septims, and someone is offering you right off the bat, they're offering you 4 or 5 septims, offering them 10% is only 1 gold. So you're not really losing that much at all on the potential sale. So yeah, so Skyrim Marketing 101. And then as far as the miscellaneous items, I have sold quite a few of our pelts, some of the regular ones, none of the fine ones, because I wanted to wait until I got my reputation up quite high before I offered the fine pelts for sale. So we do have a fine sabercat pelt, a fine black sabercat pelt, and a fine wolf pelt. So I'm going to add those to the inventory now, and I'm not going to worry about selling them now. It is getting a little bit late in the day. It's already 5 p.m. and you know, I kind of want to keep business hours along with the other merchants. So, and we've done quite well. So I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Now I am also suffering, which is a great thing to suffer from. Suffering from the weight of my septims, as we have 13,001 septims that we've made in the course of a couple of days sales. The carry weight of that gold is quite a bit. So one of the things that I like to do is trade in my coin for notes. And any of the merchants that I have available should have a dialogue option to change some money.
How much?
And now in my inventory, I have an exemption certificate that I paid 3,000 gold for early on. If you don't have that and you try to trade in for some of these merchant guild notes, the merchant guild notes are worth 1,000 each. However, it costs you 1,100 to exchange your septims for one of these notes until you have purchased the exemption certificate. Now that I have the exemption certificate, you can see that, well, that's the 10,000, excuse me. This is the 1,000 one here. So normally this would cost 1,100. And then I believe similarly the Merchant Guild one is would cost 11,000 for a 10,000 note. So it's much worth it at this point in the game to have the exemption certificate. It's very worth. It's 3,000 seems very expensive in the beginning, but once you have it, you'll save so much money over time. I already have some of these East Empire Company notes. These are worth 5,000 each. Not all merchants will trade these, only a few. And since we are here in Markarth at the, what is Arnulf and Sons Trading, I believe, these guys have a deal with the East Empire Company. So they offer those for 5,000. And then obviously this was the first one we were looking at, which was this one was the first one we were looking at. This one is the one that is 10,000 Oh, okay, I see. It is still a 1,000 note. My bad. But you get 10 at once. So now the difference is if I need to cash in a larger amount of money at once, the East Empire Company notes are convenient for that. But lots of times, for the sake of the carry weight, I'll actually prefer to have the Merchant Guild notes. You can see the notes weigh almost nothing, but the septums weigh quite a bit. They weigh 1/100th of a unit. So for every 100, you have another unit, another pound, another kilo, another stone of weight. So right now I'm carrying 130 pounds or stone of silver, gold. I'm misspeaking quite a bit, excuse me. But yeah, sorry if this is a little bit of a technical exercise, but I just wanted to kind of explain how I'm managing my funds. So since we have 13,000, I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get 2 of the East Empire Company notes. So we'll get one of those, and then one more. And then we have 3,000 left over, and I'm going to go ahead and convert those into Merchant Guild notes. 1, 2, and 3. And you can see now, if I want to cash in any of my notes, I have 10 of the Merchant Guild notes, so I can make a 10,000. I have 5 of the East Empire notes, and each of those is worth 5,000. And then for 1,000, I have a quantity here of the Merchant Guild notes. So if I want to cash in 1,000, I just select that item, and it converts one of my notes into 1,000 gold. So this is one good way. If you have carry weight enabled for septums, this is a really good way of managing that. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. So now we have only 1 gold to our name, but you can see now our carry weight is gone down quite a bit. We're back down to only 172. What do you call it? Stone. I want to say probably they refer to the weight as stone. Anyway, thank you very much, Lisbeth. I really appreciate your services. And let's head over now to speak to Boeta before the end of business hours, because I've been suffering from another issue. And that issue is, early on, a few episodes ago, we were doing some exploring, and we stumbled into a cave under a waterfall. Was really cool, and just gonna stop by over here and say hi to hi Gorza. How are you doing today? She's a little bit quiet today, but yeah, we've been spending a lot of time together and getting to know each other. She's really quite nice once you get to know her. So let's head over here to the Hag's Cure, and we'll take a look. So, very welcoming. She's a very nice lady, Boita, and I have in my possession this Emerald Dragon Claw. That's what we found in the cave. If I try to select it, if I try to drop it, I can't. So I was in here earlier, and I was talking to Boita after some time.
Well, look at you. If only everyone acted like you did.
See, she's such a nice lady.
You want to know a secret of mine, young
It's good to
girl?
have
The
a
most
good
effective
affinity
poison to
with
kill a man, a potion to make others
people
fall in love,
people who make
perhaps?
potions of poison.
I was actually just wondering if you had any family.
Oh, I see.
So
I'm sorry.
I don't want
You don't
to.
have to tell
I feel
me.
bad interrupting these guys'
I have one, a
conversations
nephew. He's in prison for being a member
to speak
of
to
the
you.
Forsworn.
I'm sorry.
But anyway,
I didn't
so
realize.
I was having
Don't be.
this
We all
conversation
make
with
mistakes.
Bothella. I mispronounced her name earlier. My apologies. And Bothella was telling me that from her impressions of the claw, I wasn't even able to hand it to her. So apparently, I'm suffering from a curse. And I've been cursed by this emerald claw with a curse of binding. Yes, that's right. You heard me right. I am suffering from a curse of binding. and the curse of binding was attached to this claw so that whoever should wield it may never rid themselves of it until the curse is broken. Upon further investigation and speaking with Bothella, she doesn't know how to break the curse, but I have my own suspicions that in order to break the curse of binding on the claw, I'm going to probably have to return back to the cave at some point. And to be quite honest, I'm not exactly sure that that is something that I want to do, but who wants to be carrying around a cursed piece of, an ancient artifact with them everywhere they go and not be able to get rid of it? I really don't like magic. I really am not interested in magical things, and the fact that I picked up that cursed item without knowing it was cursed is quite disconcerting, to say the least. So we will be trying to rid ourselves of that curse right now. I think the town is closing and closing down. People are getting ready to close up shops for dinner and things like that. I am going to head back to our camp down by the left-hand mine, and I'm going to take a rest, get something to eat, and then first thing in the morning, we're going to head back to the cave where I found the claw, and we're going to see if we can figure out how to rid ourselves of this nasty curse of binding. So I'm going to head on down to the mine, and I'll be right back with you guys once I've had something to eat and a rest, and it is the morning. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back, and I just had a sleep, and I'm just getting a drink of water. I had breakfast already. We had some Horker loaf, and we had some, I think we had a meat pie for breakfast. So I'm feeling sated, and now I'm feeling hydrated, and I've got 2 full water skins on me, and then in Maximus's saddlebags here, we have quite a bit of food. I haven't been doing a lot of food crafting, but I did make so much money that I decided I would buy some nice filling things, like for instance this chicken dumpling. This is very good food, for very good travel food. It keeps well, and it gives us a level of 2 for our satiation. That's a heck of a word. So anyway, we're ready to go. It's early morning. It's only about 7 o'clock. Oh, nice. Right in the morning, it's starting to rain. So I just want to reassign, no, this one, to my favorites. So I have set up my gear here. Boots, clothes, and this should have also boots, clothes, gloves in this category. So if I need to, I can quickly don my hood by pressing F2. And then it also has a bit of an armor rating, which helps out as well because we're still quite low on our armor skill. But you know, when it's raining, you've got to have something to cover your head, or you're gonna catch cold. If I want to press F1, basically it just takes off the hood and it leaves the rest of my attire. So, yep, rain or shine, we have got to get rid of this curse. So let's head off to the hidden cave entrance behind the waterfall, which is just right on the other side of these hills here. So we're coming up on the cave now, but as you can see, it's come quite the thunderstorm, and I really do hope that this is not an indication of a bad omen. I really am not much of a fighter, you know. I'm a blacksmith, and I specialize in making weapons, armor, and jewelry for the purposes of sale, because I'm here in Skyrim to make money. I'm not really interested in too much adventuring, because you know, adventuring oftentimes leads to disaster. So you just wait right there, Maximus, and I'll be back. Hopefully, I'll be back. So let's see. At least we'll be in out of the rain for a little while. And I have been in here before, and we did collect quite a bit of ingredients. There is an orichalcum vein hidden in a corner right back over here. And there's also a chest that's up above on top of one of these ledges that I wasn't able to get to. You might have remembered from a previous episode. And right here is the spent orichalcum vein. If I just take a look. Yeah, see, there's no more left, but definitely if you come in here yourself sometime, take a look at that. So, all right, guys, this is pretty scary. If you remember last time we came up here, yeah, there was a dead body. We happened to acquire some of his iron weapons and things like that. I thought he was beheaded, but he wasn't. Apparently, this tree came out and grabbed him, but seemed to have spit him out now again. So, and he's also a fellow Imperial. Most unfortunate that he met his end here. I'm not going to pick this note up again. We did read that before, and it basically warned us not to come anywhere near. So we're going to promptly disobey, because I believe the only way for us to rid ourselves of this stinking claw is to figure out this puzzle here. And so let's see. If I just fiddle with it, it seems to be I'm able to rotate these rings. And there are different symbols on the rings. Now, because I've got a curse of binding, I have spent quite a bit of time taking a look at this claw in some detail, and I happen to notice that on the claw there are similar symbols as to the ones on the puzzle here. So we have a bear, we have what I believe is a representation of a whale, and then also a sitting god or a snake. Perhaps I haven't been able to discern exactly what that one is, but let's just see if we can find something that looks like a whale and a snake, maybe. So I'll rotate this center ring. Oh, yes, there we go. There's the carving of the whale, and then this looks to be a bird of some sort, and a whale. And there we go. There's the sitting god. Actually, from this angle, it does look quite a bit like a snake. So, okay, I'm pretty nervous, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and get into a crouching position here, especially since I don't know what's going to happen. And, you know, it looks like from this symbol, you know, with the little holes here and then the symbol that looks like the claw, it looks like to me that this is probably where I'm supposed to attempt to insert the claw. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh my goodness. There wasn't just one door, it was 4 different doors. Okay, you might be able to see that I'm breathing pretty hard right now. Even though I'm trying to stay very still, I'm moving around quite a bit. So, let's see. Are we still cursed? That's the question. Are we still cursed? We are. This is terrible. This is terrible. I hoped once we had used the claw, that we would no longer be suffering from the curse. But while we're here, we might as well see what we can find. And, you know, I hope that stepping lightly, that we won't disturb any spirits or disturb the undead. You know, this is never good, you guys. This sort of thing, this is never good. You should never do this. You should never let your curiosity overwhelm you. You know, unless you have some other types of skills other than being a blacksmith, which we have very few of. Oh gosh. There's bones. Bones strewn about everywhere. And another door. Oh no. Another puzzle. Is it the same? Is it the same claw? I see the symbol for the claw again, and I'm getting the feeling that it wants me to insert the claw. But this has different symbols. There's a dragon symbol, and then a wolf symbol, and we don't have those on our claw. So let's see. It was bear. Okay. Okay. There's no bear. But there are dragons. And wolves. And our claw doesn't fit. I'm trying to put our claw there, and our claw doesn't fit in the door. And unfortunately, it seems that we are still cursed. So I believe this is not over quite yet. We're going to... Oh, this is interesting. I don't want to disturb these bones. So, over here, let me see, do I have my light? Did I bring my lamp? My lantern? Yeah, I don't have my lantern on me. I do have some torches, I believe, though. A torch. So I see here what appears to be a dog, and some fellows wearing robes with walking sticks, but they also appear to be carrying possibly a dead body on their shoulders. And then over here, those sticks look to be a little bit more elaborate than walking sticks. This appears to be a royal figure with a sword, also being carried to his demise. And this guy's pretty scary looking. He looks to be a wielder of some sort of magics or powers having to do with serpents or dragons, perhaps. Some sort of a priest. Dragon priest, perhaps. I really don't know. But it is quite scary. Oh, and there's another one. This one has fire magics. Was there another one that I missed back this way? Yeah, I don't think so. There was. I walked right past these. Yeah, this guy seems to have the sun or the wind And some pretty terrible looking spiky sticks there. He doesn't look very happy, does he? What a frowny face. And then this one over here. Also a fourth different one. Feathers, wings, feathered magics. Oh, maybe this one's water. Maybe those are waves. Are those waves? Perhaps? Or the sun in the sky? And then over here, I'm guessing that the feathers and things probably more represent air. So we have air and water, perhaps. And then fire and serpents. Okay, well, I don't know that elemental thing really pans out with these, but this one seems to be a bit more feminine in nature. Possibly a priestess. Yeah. So I'm just going to look around here, make sure we're not missing something. Not a lot of mushrooms in here. It would have been nice if we find some more crafting supplies. But something is telling me that this is not all there is to this area, and for us to figure out the secret, it's going to require much more diligence than, quite frankly, much more diligence than what I'm willing to put in at this point. We just lost our torch there. I forgot my lamp, my lantern. I must have left it back at the camp. And now that it's darker in here, those things are even more spooky. So I think for the time being that was a bust, and it's time for us to go. So let's go ahead and get out of here. We've already done enough damage by opening this thing. I mean, look at how many doors there were there. There were at least 4 plus the one that's still locked. Either they were really trying to keep people out, or even worse to think about is that they were trying to keep something in. But yeah, I can't have this item on me. This is terrible. I don't want to live my life out with an item that I can't rid myself of due to some strange curse of binding. And it's still raining. Come on, Maximus. Let's get out of here. I didn't even have any apples to give my horse. See, this is just bad luck all the way around. And this rain is really heavy. And the thunder really shouldn't have come out. I really should have paid attention to the rain as an omen. And perhaps when we come back in the next episode, we may find some better luck. But in the meantime, guys, I am Arturius the Blacksmith, and I'm See You Later, and I'll see you later, guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.